So, some people have asked me to show how I would make a track. This is going to be making a track. I've got a rough idea what I want to do. I want to do a track similar to TC's Do You Rock, which is kind of a mix between drum bass and trap, about 174 BPM, and this is how I do it. So first of all, I'm going to try the tempo at around 170. ezmuze is obviously designed for the 100 BPM region, so it might not work, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to try it. Once we've got that, so we'll stick it at 170. The main beat is a sort of dum dum clap, so I'm going to experiment with some different beats to see if we can get that. So that's roughly right, I think, but that it's too many claps. It's a half tempo style, so we just mute them. To make it a little bit more interesting, we probably want to put a trigger effect on the last one here, if we can double it or something similar to that. So we'll try for a re-trigger 2, see how that goes. Perfect. Now what we need next is a simple repetitive monotone vocal.
Well, I guess I woke up in the picture work all day.
So these are probably the best. We'll probably have to use a trigger effect to drop the pitch so they don't sound pinky punky. Let's go through, find one that makes sense.
Robots up. Robots up. Robots up. Robots up.
So that's starting to get somewhere. The clap is a little weak, so I'm going to put up the automation on the loud ones and probably put some distortion on it. Right, so we'll put the drive on that. We'll see how that sounds.
Robots up. Robots up. Robots up.
That didn't really work, did it? leave that for the moment. So we'll duplicate this using the double X shortcut. For the synth line, it's going to be particularly simple with this sort of track. Hopefully just sort of a stab sound that we can use trigger effects to bend it up and down. Let's see what we can find. With some trigger effects, that'll probably be perfect.
Robots up. 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 Robots up.
That sounded like I intended. Maybe try out some gating on it now, make it a little bit more interesting. So probably a transcape. I'm going to try these first.
Robots up.
No, that's perfect. That is totally what I need. Just need to tweak that slightly so it does mute all the way. So
Robots up. Robots up.
So there, where I used the copy and paste, I've lost the trigger effects, so I just need to put those back in. So forward.
Robots up. Robots up. Robots up. Robots up. Robots up. Robots up.
Right, so we've got the basis there, probably a good intro. So, and that loops twice. Now, we also want a nice sub now to go with it. That could work. I'll try that.
Robots up. Robots up.
Yep, that'll do for now. Maybe I'll change that later. Right. So now we want to have a swoosh up so we can perfect. And I'm going to switch this channel to another breaks because this is going to get quite complex. now we've got build up, we need to take a copy of this. And now we need to sort of some kind of flowing beat just to back up the drums that we already have. See how that goes. Perfect. So now I've added a simple lead line with a bit of a pitch drop at the end to make it interesting. Probably won't work, but as anyone will find out, and that's trial and error. So now we've got the build up, we'll try that and the new synth line. Okay, so as usually happens, this is sounding particularly untrap like, but I do like the way it's going, so I will continue it. I won't try and make it sound more trap like. So we can't hear that track very much, so we turn it up on the mixer a bit. Remember to avoid doing this too much. It's better to quieten everything else than to raise the volume, otherwise when you record it to the server you end up with a bit of clipping, which is the sort of weird pop noises. What I've done here is, because I've mostly used the intro note, the first slice for everything, I've used several different first slices of several different loops of the same pack, so they've got a similar key but obviously a different structure, so it's not too boring. What we may even try is, you may remember on the lead, the last slice in the loop I pitched down. We could try that here, but I think it'll be alright without. Let's just hear it. Right, now at this point it's sounding a little bit too fast for this style, so we're going to bring tempo down. Tempted to go 140, then I can break into dubstep and do some wubs, because, you know, dubstep. So we've had a pitch drop there because I'm not using the time stretch in, which does lead to a high quality output, but it does mean as you change the tempo you get different pitches. But because everything changes about the same pitch, even though the song sounds slightly different now, you should find that it still sounds okay even though it sounds different. So once you've done a bit of song, it's always good to go back and just sort of check out the beginning and see where you've gone with it. One thing a lot of ezmuze users tend to do, and it is quite tempting with ezmuze because it's so easy, is you create a long flowing thing that isn't really sticking to a theme. It constantly evolves, and while that's fun to create, it doesn't really make a song. A song should just be one theme, maybe two themes, so you've got a verse and a chorus, but overall it should have repetitive patterns that it keeps coming back to for song structure. If you keep changing it, it's not so much a song anymore. Still cool, but not a song, and that's what we're aiming for here. So straight away I realised that this bass line needs to come down. Now since I'm not going to use this channel for anything else, I'm just going to use the mixer for that. It does make life easier, so pull that down. Well, it's a nice sound, it doesn't need to be high in the mix, so we can pull that out a little bit. So at this point in the song, it sounds like it needs a nice quiet breakdown. So we just pull in the new main theme, drop in the theme that we had at the beginning, and because of the style, we'll keep the claps. See how that goes.
I feel I don't care no I'm doing. When I was well, I get this. I woke up work all day. One.
I think that vocal will be perfect. Let's just hear it, see what it sounds like. Yep, so what we're going to do is, you can't just drop it in like that. So we'll go into automation, make sure we're on blue. Oh, that went wrong. Go on to, oh yeah, perhaps we select automation first. So make sure you're on blue, which is your low pass, it's at the top. So we'll fade it in. Now what we also do is, oh, this is a little trick by the way, you can select areas quicker if you go into sequencer first. So now we want to go to yellow, which is our echo, and we'll bring it up to 50%. So it's saturation. Get these at 50% too, so there'll be a nice echo to it. Let's see how that sounds. Just going to got an idea with this, just need to hear it again just to make sure. Yep, what we're going to try and do is just double check that we haven't used. Yep, so this atmosphere channel will become another vocal channel, and we're going to add another ooh-ah. So hopefully they'll double up together. I may well use pitch down on this one. The other one was already pitched down, so it sounds alright at this level, but this one is super high, so we'll give that a go. So usually you bring in a break here, but I quite like the quiet section, so what I'll actually do is bring in a dubstep style sketchy bass before the break drops back in. Now, what I do with these is, because I'm using the first slice, I need so we've got these two channels, and then you use the automation to flip between them. So we'll start the crush bass and then end with the bass tools. And then you use the trigger effects to mangle it up even more. Probably tape stop, that would probably be perfect. Now what you do here to make your life easier is you copy and paste these. If you now go in and change the slice, the automation should stay put. There we go. So see how that sounds. Perfect. Now what I'll do is I'll bring up the volumes on these, as it's a tad quiet at the moment. I don't want to use the mixer because once the beat kicks in, you would chill out the oohs and ahs, probably go to a single channel, otherwise you'll just drown the whole mix with that sound. So at that point you'd also want to bring the beat down, otherwise the beat would drown everything. Right, now before we kick the beat in, we want to chill everything out in a gradual way, so when the beat kicks back in, it's got a lot more power. If you just go from song to beat, it's just adding a beat. If you dip everything down slightly before, even though it ends up being roughly the same volume, it feels like a much harder kick. So what we can do here is we've got the toggle between the two bass lines and all sorts of different loops to get it really interesting. What can really help is if you kill one of the basses halfway through its section and then use something a much higher register and probably a lead rather than bass. That loop didn't work due to the delay of it popping in. You can see on the automation green line that the volume comes in before the actual note hits. So you want something that actually either is a solid note that doesn't matter, or that kicks in around that same time. Otherwise you get that gap which doesn't sound right. I think that one works perfectly. It also gives you the Skrillex modern talking sort of knife party style feel with the old talk box. A little bit quiet, so we'll pull the volume up a little bit. Now at this point you've got this nice bass coming in. You probably want to kill the volume just slightly, pull the volumes down, and then bring in one of the previous themes. I'm probably going to go for these distant plonks. So we've created ourselves a basis of a track here. We've got a nice little intro. Kind of a trap feel, trap at 140 BPM, not unheard of. We had some simple bass here. We had those synthy plonks, not particularly trap, but sound kind of cool. And then we had these distant plonks in. We then keep those plonks in as we go into the breakdown with the oohs and ahs. At which point we then introduce the very dubsteppy bass line. At which point we go into the very dubstep house, just the break and the bass doing their thing. We then add in the distant plonks. Now what would work here probably is a little bit of rap, maybe some simple vocals that don't really lead the tune, just sort of go along with the bass line.
One. Baby, work all day, record all night. I woke up and this is for the love that I got. This is for the love that I lost. Was it all in vain? Got tear up, I sung hate for myself and I'm so social yet all in vain. Front line when I see the music work, know what it was and killed me before. I'm a sucker for your now I see and see I just well. I guess step whose vein should I puncture today? Zeitgeist fame well done like filet. I come to you instead.
Now obviously that's a bit high pitched, so we just use the old trigger effects, bring it down probably an octave. If you change things by +12 or -12, they'll stay in the same key, which obviously makes things a lot easier. Let's see how that sounds. Now that was quite quiet and it was definitely too low, so we'll actually try -6, which isn't an option, so we'll try -5. And it's quite quiet, so, and it's already at the maximum, so we can bring up the mixer a bit. You want to be careful with this because this isn't the only thing in this channel. We'll need to check out a little bit later to make sure I haven't increased the volume of the other things too much.
Whose vein should I puncture today? Zeitgeist fame well done like filet. I come to you in stereo, honest as typical. My rap so bad, but the lyrics all the lyrics.
My biblical concepts for me.
Now what can be quite effective is when the vocal does something like the elliptical here.
Rap so bad, but the lyrics all the lyrics.
If you drop the beat at that point and let it stand out, it has a real nice effect. The bonus is because it's at the end of the loop, the next bar will kick in a lot stronger. Now I'm not sure if this is a 2 slice or a 1, but we'll try it.
Come to you in stereo, honest as typical. My rap so bad, but the lyrics all the lyrics. My biblical concepts for my light speed. Never catch them all if you're giving me a light read.
Now on the second part of the vocals here, it would make sense to actually remove the bass line. I'm going to just remove it on the first section first and then drop it back in here, see how that goes.
Come to you in stereo, honest as typical. My rap so bad, but the lyrics all the lyrics. My biblical concepts for my light speed. Never catch them all if you're giving me a light read. In my white sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but they know it's all.
And in fact I'm going to drop it on the third as well, but leave it on the second and the fourth.
Come to you in stereo, honest as typical. My rap so bad, but the lyrics all the lyrics. My biblical concepts for my light speed. Never catch them all if you're giving me a light read. In my white sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but they know it's all like me.
I be illin'. I be on, you can't touch. I be a villain.
Haters talk shit, but the news all like me. I be illin'. I be on, you can't touch. I be a villain. I be on, these kids are.
I got the healing, I had no hope. I'm ill.
Haters talk shit, but the news all like me. I got the healing, I had no hope. Satan looked at me funny and he let me. So fan with the control the look at these. My biblical concepts for my light speed. Never catch them all if you giving me a light beat. My white sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but the news all like me. I got the healing, I had no hope. Satan looked at me funny and he let me go. Now I'm back on the globe.
Right here, to make the vocal really stand out, kill everything apart from the beat and the vocal.
My white sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but the news all like me. I got the healing, I had no hope. Satan looked at me funny and he let me go. White sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but the news all like me. I got the healing, I had no hope. Satan looked at me funny and he let me go. Now I'm back on the globe. I roll like a Roman. I'm an American, so
now I'm going to start removing the plonks when the bass line is.
my biblical concepts for my light speed. Never catch them all if you giving me a light beat. My white sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but the news all like me. I got the healing, I had no hope. Satan looked at me funny and he let me go. Now I'm back on the globe. I roll like a Roman. I'm an American, I'm so arrogant. I'm ill. You wanna know why I'm real? All the rappers all backwards, they lie. And I don't fuck groupies no more. I had it. I put them in my phone. All they get is a text.
Now to end the vocal, rather than just kill it, paste it, and then use there we go. Now what you can do is there we go. So what I've done is step down the volume. That should give us a nice echo effect. What you'll probably want to do too is take out one of the beats, and the one that's left run a low pass on it.
And I don't fuck groupies no more, I had it. I put them in my phone, all they get is a mass text, 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 get is a mass text.
Right, the step needs to be a little bit more granular than that, so we'll go into the automation, switch back to volume. Let's try that.
Put them in my phone, all they get is a mass text, get get is a mass text, 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 get is a mass text.
As you can see, I'm about to pull in that original bass line again. What I'll do is select it, automation, pull up the low pass.
Now the fuck groupies no more, I had it. I put them in my phone, all they get is a mass text, 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 get is a mass text.
And to boost up these, I'll pull in some of the old oohs.
I'm ill, you wanna know why I'm real? But I'm rappers all backwards, they lie. Now the fuck groupies no more, I had it. I put them in my phone, all they get is a mass text, 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 get is a mass text. Get is a mass text, get is a mass text, get is a mass text, get is a mass text.
Well, I won't work on it.
One.
I feel, because you like it. Well, I woke up and work on it. One, two,
So now all that's left to do is end the song off. So this is something I'll struggle with, but usually just build up and then crash. Let's see how it goes. That sounds like ass. So trigger effects, bring this down a bit. And I think we're done. Let's hear it all the way through.
Robots up. 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 My biblical concepts for my light speed. Never catch 'em all if you're giving me a light beat. In my white sneaks, I'm cool as an icy. Haters talk shit, but they know it's all like me. I got the hill and I had no hope. Satan looked at me funny and he let me go. Now I'm back on the globe, I roll like a Roman. I'm an American, I'm so arrogant, I'm ill. You wanna know why I'm real? Put them backwards all backwards, they lie. And I don't fuck groupies no more, I had it. I put them in my phone, all they get is a mass text. Get is a mass text, 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 get is a mass text.
And there we go, that's how I've written a track. Hope you learned something from it. All that's left to do now is upload it to ezmuze Central and share it with the world. Bye.